I'm Bandy, and this is my channel, Bandysbooks. Today we're back with another 5-minute book review, and I'm going to be talking about a book that I read pretty recently, and I really enjoyed. This book has been a book that's been really popular on social media this year. I've been seeing it all over Book Talk, Bookstagram, and Booktube. And it's an author that I wasn't familiar with, but somebody that's a pretty prolific writer. They have quite a few books out published, and I'm definitely gonna be checking out their backlist shortly. So that book is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Clune. This book features a character named Linus. Linus is a social worker for a department that monitors and supervises magical youth. In this world, it seems that magical youth basically grow up in like foster homes, and Linus's job is in essence to make sure that these group homes are treating these children correctly and that the children are not dangerous to other children. So at the start of the book, he's very clinical. He lives in like a gray home in town, and he commutes to work and he does his job, and then he goes home and he forgets about it. And there's not really much else going on in his life. He lives with a cat. He doesn't seem to have a social life. He's just kind of very by the book and kind of dull. And then he gets sent to the House in the Cerulean Sea, and it's a very unique place. It's on an island off the coast. You have to take a ferry to get there. And instantly he's thrust into a completely new world. The headmaster of the school is very eccentric. In some ways, he kind of reminds me a bit of Albus Dumbledore from the Harry Potter series, but he's unique and he's his own character, just kind of like if I had to compare him to somebody, or kind of to Gandalf a little bit in The Lord of the Rings. He has that kind of wise wizard vibe going on. He's not a wizard, so no spoilers, don't worry. And then the 7 children that are at the school are also really unique and interesting. Each of them has special abilities that are unlike anything that Linus has ever seen. And because he has this deep knowledge of magical creatures, he recognizes the kids for what they are, and he's super excited. He's asking a lot of questions about, them and their talents and things. And slowly Linus starts to come out of his shell. And I won't really say much more than that because I don't want to give away like the whole plot. But this is such a lovely book. Some of the things that I really enjoyed about this are, first of all, I think this is like, for me, one of those rare exceptions where the characters outweigh the plot. The plot was good. Definitely there's a distinct climax and resolution, and you can kind of feel it leading up to that. But I think that the characters are what drives this book more than the plot. And that's unusual for me. I tend to prefer generally plot-driven books. But in this case, everyone in the book is so vibrant and lovely and unique. And the way that they're written, you can't help but fall in love with each character. And even the characters that you don't like, you feel very strongly that you don't like them. It elicits quite the response. I loved that part of the book. I think the description was also fantastic. I could very well visualize the like gray drab environment that Linus was living in initially, and the vibrant colors of the house that he comes to be at. And it really gave me that magical vibe. I don't feel this very often as an adult, but I remember picking up Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone when I was pretty young and reading that for the first time. And that was the first time that I really think that I felt this like warm magical feeling. Actually, let me take that back. Probably going back to The Hobbit was the first time that I really felt that. And then Harry Potter was like the second time. But I was a little older when I read Harry Potter, so I think it's kind of cemented a little further. This has that same kind of magical vibe. It's like magic, adventure. There's a little bit of conflict, but it's like it leaves you on a high, basically. It's a warm, fuzzy, happy book. It feels like a warm hug from a friend. And I really enjoyed it. And I don't usually gravitate towards like warm, fuzzy books, so for me, this was a pretty unique read. I also liked that it kind of parallels, like the messaging in the book parallels some of the things that go on in the world today. Like, I feel like the magical children represent certain stratas of society and the way that they're monitored and checked up upon. And I think that there's like, if you're looking for it, there's some messaging in the book that might come across as well. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. For me, this was pretty perfect of a book. I think it flowed nicely, the plot was good, the characters were excellent, the description was really good, the messages were there. I really honestly loved it, and I don't have too much else to say about it. I gave this a 5 stars. I think it's worth the read. I highly recommend it. Like, maybe if you're coming off of a more depressing read, this would be a good thing to pick up after. I personally read this after coming out of an all horror month. So in October I did all horror, and in November I picked books that were gonna elicit emotional responses, and this was the first one I read, and it was such a breath of fresh air. I just highly recommend it. Can't say enough good things. So that was my 5-minute review. If you want to see other 5-minute reviews, you can look up here. A link will pop up on the screen and it'll take you to my other reviews. And if you like this, hit the like button. Maybe leave me a comment below. Have you read House in the Cerulean Sea or TJ Clune's other really popular book right now, Under the Whispering Door? I've heard amazing things about that, and let me know. I haven't read that one yet. I'd love to hear your thoughts on either of them. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I do post really reliable book content. I've never missed a single day since I started this channel, and I'd love to see you around in more videos. I'm Caitlin Bandy. This is Bandysbooks. Thank you. Bye.